A Distribution of Wealth, a Global Look and Analysis. Clara Wang and Alex Jeffrey. What is distribution of wealth? Wealth in a country can be distributed in many ways, shapes, and forms. Some of it goes to the rich, some of it goes to the poor. The Gini index is a measurement of the income distribution of a country's residents. Basically, the higher the Gini index, the larger the discrepancy in income between wealthy and poor.
Today, we are trying to conclude whether or not distribution of wealth has a correlation with other social and economic aspects of society, and if a country benefits from having a higher or lower Gini index. The countries we've decided to use are the United States, South Africa, Belgium, Sweden, Brazil, and South Korea, with the factors of GDP per capita, Human Development Index, and quality of life to compare it with the Gini index.
The definitions of per capita GDP, human development, and quality of life is that the per capita GDP is the measure of a total output of a country that takes the gross domestic product and divides it by the number of people in that country. This indicates the relative performance of the countries. The Human Development Index is a composite statistic of life expectancy, education, and income indices used to rank countries into 4 tiers of human development. The quality of life references general well-being of individuals and societies in terms such as health care, education, and goodwill towards the society.
Let's look at South Africa first. It has the highest Gini index in the world. In the last 30 years, it has made great strides to end apartheid and become a more equal country. However, many problems still remain, as the Caucasian minorities of the country still hold most of the money and most of the power, while many millions of South Africans still live in poverty. South Africa is the world's largest producer of macadamia nuts.
The next country we are analyzing is Brazil. With its Gini index in the lower middling end, Brazil is one of the economic powerhouses of South America, and although its education system is becoming more equal, the discrepancy between the wealthy and the poor are very apparent when you step out of the rich suburb into a slum. Brazil has won the most FIFA World Cups.
The United States is interesting in that it had the Gini index ranked sort of in the middle at 45.0, yet it still had the very high GDP per capita, Human Development Index, and quality of life. This, in a sense, makes it kind of an outlier. One survey found that 25% of all employees that have internet access in the United States visit pornography websites while they are at work.
South Korea has a relatively high Gini index and is very highly developed. South Korea has the highest percentage of women who receive plastic surgery in the world.
Belgium is also interesting in that it has a relatively low Gini index, which makes for a high GDP, high human development rate, and a high quality of life. Something that keeps Belgium from having a better quality of life and living standards and GDP is that it's kind of split. It has a French-speaking part called Wallonia and a Dutch-speaking part called Flanders. Belgian waffles aren't actually from Belgium, but French fries are.
Sweden has the lowest Gini index in the world. This means that there is the least discrepancy between the wealthy and the poor in Sweden, and wealth is distributed more equally in Sweden than any other country in the world. As of 2004, you can pay your Swedish taxes by sending SMS messages from your cell phone.
So, what did we find? Well, basically, yes, the Gini index is directly correlated with the GDP per capita, Human Development Index, and quality of life. Even though this isn't the case for every country, as you can see, for the United States, it ranks higher. For the most part, it is, as South Africa and Brazil, as you see, are ranked towards the lower ends of these aspects, while Sweden and Belgium always are ranked towards the top. Also, given this, it does seem to be determined that the Gini index does make for, the lower the Gini index does make for the better living standards and quality of life.